You're watching ONFIRE-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show, ONFIRE-TV.com, RadioOnFire.com. Shout out to the WRF Radio app. You know, I don't understand why it is that Republicans, why is it that the GOP continues to let former President Donald Trump just get them all riled up? He has put the Republicans, the GOP, in a tough spot, a tough situation. The former president, and it still seems crazy to call him the former president. Like, you guys elected or you allowed him to be elected? Whatever. Okay, all right. So we're past that. But he's called for a mass protest if Manhattan's district attorney, Alvin Bragg, places him under arrest. So folks are coming at Alvin Bragg, right? Normally, we don't even know the names of these attorneys, normally. The GOP lawmakers see the indictment of a former president by a local district attorney as crossing the line. They act like this is setting a bad precedent, right? But here's the thing. It's not anybody that's saying he didn't commit the crime. Right? No one's saying Trump is innocent. They think that they're trying to paint the picture that he's being prosecuted because of political things. So let's go back. Remember when he was in office? Remember when Trump was in office and they were saying you can't bring charges against a sitting president, right? Okay. There's President Richard Nixon. They were going to bring charges. He resigned. He was pardoned by his vice president. Okay? Had he not been pardoned, they would have brought charges against him, more than likely. And here we have Donald Trump, who they say you can't bring charges against a sitting president. What's the world going to do? So he's out of office, and now they're saying you can't bring charges against a former president. Are you kidding me? That's the best that you got? Maybe if the former president hadn't committed crimes, we wouldn't be in this situation. We would not be in this situation if Donald Trump did not live the life that he lives, takes the actions that he takes. If he didn't do these things, then he wouldn't wake up with dreams like this. Waking up with dreams like that. Whose fault is it? It's his fault. It's his fault. And it's Republicans' fault that they continue to allow him to jerk their chain. Continues to allow him to do that. Many of them fear a repeat of the violence that broke out when Trump encouraged his supporters to protest Congress certification of the 2020 election back January 6, 2021. Many people fear a repeat of that violence. I don't think it's going down like that in New York, though. I know. So let's look at the allegations. What has the Republicans so nervous? Why is it such a big deal that a criminal is going to be indicted? He's not above the law. He's broken it many times, and he hasn't had to pay the price. Hasn't had to pay the price. And as yet, he has not paid any price. So the nature of the allegations are what? That Trump paid $130K in hush money to adult film actress Stormy Daniels, something that Michael Cohen testified about before Congress in 2019, went to jail for his role in that. No one's denying that it happened. So why is it crazy that one of the participants in said crime who went to jail and the mastermind of the crime, the person who benefited from the crime, does not get indicted? Why? In what world do you think that happens? In what world? So they say that if Trump gets arrested, it's going to supercharge his support among GOP voters. Okay. You're not going to get any more. I mean, the people that are excited about you are going to be really excited. You need more votes to win. Not just that people, the 30% that's going to vote for you already is going to be really excited to go. What about all the people that you turned off with your criminal behavior? What about all the people that you turned off with your ways? What about that? This may help you raise some money in the short term, but your criminal behavior or being held accountable for your criminal behavior is not a good thing. But Republicans they just want to say anything. They try to unify behind Trump. And, I guess you can do that, do what you want. Lindsey Graham, Trump's closest ally in the Senate, said that Bragg, the Manhattan prosecutor, has done more to help Donald Trump get elected president than any single person in America today. Not true. Alvin Bragg has not helped Donald Trump by holding him accountable. If that's the case, if Alvin Bragg is helping Donald Trump get elected by potentially indicting him, then why don't Republicans shut up? Why don't they just shut up then? And let Alvin Bragg's indictment help your boy? Why? Because it's a lie. That's why. They literally will say and do anything. They literally will say and do anything. This is not an ongoing effort to destroy Donald Trump. Donald Trump does that all by himself. So if they want to arrest Trump for breaking the law, and here's the thing, this is only one of many potential indictments. They literally think that this guy should not be held accountable for anything. Trump is despicable. He's a despicable individual. He has done fundamental damage to the Republican Party. He's harmed the country. And Republicans are going to lose in 2024. And you have no one to blame but this guy, but they're still going to try to blame somebody else. But until the Republican Party has this reckoning, until the Republican Party faces the facts that Donald Trump and your own weakness is at the center of your problems. So the hush money payment itself, that's a misdemeanor. I mean, I guess that's it's not really that bad on the surface. But coupled with the way that they tried to conceal it, coupled with all of the chicanery that went along with it, the deceit, the corruption, that's what's elevated it to this point. It's usually, you go back to Nixon, it's not the crime, it's the cover-up or the attempted cover-up. And let's not act like we haven't seen anything like this before. Remember this guy, John Edwards? He did a very similar thing, paying some money out, hush money, try to cover it up. It comes out. He was indicted. Did the Republicans go crazy over this? No. Did the Democrats go crazy over this? No. Life went on. And, you know, and ultimately it's behind him. It ruined his career. He was a former vice presidential candidate. Did Democrats go crazy about it? They did not. They did not. Eventually we are going to get it. Maybe. I don't know. Is it going to happen? Are we going to, you know what I mean? It's so funny that Republicans are saying, I can't believe it. You're using your power to, you know, all this kind of foolishness. When they were the ones, remember the lock her up. Remember all that? Do you remember all of that foolishness? Oh, at that point, it was all good. And what crime did she commit? She wasn't even indicted on anything. The strategy was just lock her up. And, of course, Republicans, as always, tying themselves in knots. Trump calling for mass protests is inexcusable. He's trying to bait in folks to come up with more distractions. And then in the end, they get locked up. And then he's on to the next scam, the next grift. The type of person that he is, and why there even was a January 6th riot, hopefully people don't fall for that again. Hopefully people are smarter than that. Hopefully you will see that this guy, full stop, does not deserve your support. He does not. Trump's biggest rival for the GOP presidential nomination, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, initially stayed quiet, broke his silence yesterday, offering a half-hearted defense. If I was a Republican running for president, I would say, see, these are some of the many reasons why you need to vote for me instead of this guy. I don't have all the baggage that he has. That's what I would say. But these Republicans don't have any balls. They don't have any guts. They don't have any redeeming qualities. DeSantis wants to say, oh, the district attorney is a Soros-funded prosecutor, blah, 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 blah. Typical. Just typical. George Soros is a prominent Democratic donor who's given hundreds of thousands of dollars to many PACs, right? Now, he did give hundreds of thousands of dollars to Color of Change PAC, which supported Bragg's election. He's a frequent target of the Republican Party and conspiracy theories, and Republicans have their version of that, the Koch brothers. DeSantis, I mean, he took a backhanded shot, I guess, at Trump, saying that he didn't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star to silence her over an alleged affair. DeSantis thinks that Democrats are weaponizing the law to indict President Trump. Trump really wanted to get the Clintons locked up, really wanted to get the Bidens locked up. And if he could, he would have. That would have been weaponizing the law. didn't happen because they didn't commit a crime. Now, I know there's Republicans out there, Trump supporters. I talk to them online all the time. They send me emails. They hit me up on social media at the Diamond K Show. And they'll say, what about Hunter Biden? You never talk about Hunter Biden. I'm not going to defend Hunter Biden. I don't care about Hunter Biden. If Hunter Biden committed a crime and he's being investigated, if Hunter Biden committed a crime, then he should go to jail. And Democrats are not going to riot. Democrats are not going to protest if Hunter Biden goes to jail. No, we're not. And you should not protest or act crazy if Trump gets indicted. Politicians get indicted all the time for crimes. That's why you have the term a corrupt politician. And when they break the law, they should pay the price. They should pay the price. There's a whole bunch of folks in Trump's orbit who have been indicted, gone to jail. Whole bunch of them. But aside from these folks, there are even more politicians that get indicted all the time. Former politicians, current politicians, all the time. Donald Trump is not above the law. Wait, aren't y'all supposed to be the law and order party? Right? Law and order party. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be. But I guess it only comes to pass when it's a Democrat. I think that Republicans understand that the voters for Trump, it's thinning. That's why he lost in 2020. He did lose in 2020, you know. But his allies are doing what the former president taught them to do. Try to use the government to keep his legal threats at bay. Trump warned that he could be arrested, and his allies have come out and, done the thing that they normally do, defend him, tried to attempt to influence an open grand jury investigation. But at the end of the day, you are not going to stop the inevitable. In fact, the House GOP appears to be using the exact tactic that they claim the Biden administration is doing. Weaponizing the powers of government to advance a partisan political end. Oh, the hypocrisy. And whether or not Bragg, the New York prosecutor, indicts Trump, or one of the other many cases that he is facing, whether he's indicted on one of those, he's going to do the same exact thing. Eventually, folks are going to get tired of the foolishness. Eventually, folks are going to get tired of this mess. The strategy is familiar. We've seen this before. I don't know how long it's going to take. Folks of a certain age saw the Charlie Brown cartoon, Lucy with the football, keeps pulling the football away. Republicans keep falling for the same thing over and over and over again. But understand this. Understand this, Republicans. A spokesperson for Bragg said that We will not be intimidated by attempts to undermine the justice process, nor will we let baseless accusations deter us from fairly applying the law. The spokesperson's statement also rebutted Republican claims that Bragg has ignored violent crime in New York in his zeal to find a pretext to prosecute Trump in order to fulfill a political vendetta. Crime in New York is actually down. But, Republicans don't never let the facts get in the way of a good lie. Never. They're never going to do that. So here we are, on the verge of Donald Trump facing an indictment. Oh, and they tried everything. The New York grand jury is investigating Donald Trump over hush money payments to a porn star. This is the guy that they elected president. So crazy. So crazy. And it appears that they are poised to complete their work. Maybe the indictment comes this week. Maybe it comes next week. Of course, Trump claimed over the weekend, without any evidence, that he would be arrested today. But, that's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. For several months, it was unclear whether Trump's longtime lawyer and fixer for the Trump organization, Michael Cohen, who once boasted that he would take a bullet for his boss, would remain loyal to the president. You remember that. Cohen ultimately decided to plead guilty in connection with the payments to this actress, Stormy Daniels, and a model, Karen McDougal. He said were directed by Trump. Now, Cohen didn't sleep with any of these women. Trump is accused of sleeping with these women. And since then, Cohen has been a very loud Trump critic. Someone who he's somebody that used to really carry the water for Trump, and now he is a very loud Trump critic, testifying before Congress and this Manhattan jury. Trump has denied sleeping with either of those women, said that Cohen is a liar. Right, okay. He is a liar, but he's lied for Trump. He's lied for Trump. I don't know how this ends, but I do know that it is definitely not over. Trump has a lot of things going on. Has a lot of things going on. Some legal experts have raised concerns about why a previous prosecutor did not choose to pursue this case against Trump over this alleged $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels. They've pointed to the fact that the matter stems from an election that is now more than 6 years past. They've said that. But understand this. The big question in the New York case, the facts of the case are almost 7 years old. Does that mean that he's above the law? Because they use the excuse, because this came out while he was president. They use the excuse that the current president could not face anything. Statute of limitations not run out. I mean, they're trying every possible thing they can come up with. Now, this is a complicated legal narrative. It might convince a jury, but it could also be tricky to sell to the public because they don't see all of the details. It could be tricky, but Trump has returned to the political center stage. He's running for president. He's trying to do that to hide from these and other charges. I don't think he will be successful in that regard. I don't. I don't think he will be successful in that regard, nor should he be successful in evading justice. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show. Of course, ONFIRE-TV.com, radioonfire.com. And I'm here weekdays, 6 p.m. And, of course, on demand at ONFIRE-TV.com. Now, we are launching our 24/7, 24 hours a day streaming network. Starting March 31st, you are going to be able to receive the 24-hour stream of our content on ONFIRE-TV.com, coming to many other outlets. We're going to be making announcements. It's an exciting time here at the network. Very excited. And we're going to be talking a lot more about this in the days and weeks and months to come. Of course, you're going to get all of the content that you're used to, plus a lot more. The Diamond K Show and many others. Of course, this is the flagship program here at ONFIRE-TV. I'm not going anywhere, and we are just getting started. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all of, just everything. Everybody helping power independent media, and what we do here on ONFIRE-TV.com is where you go.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.